Hello, this is Reiko here from Anime on Location, and we have Sean Forney here. And so how have you been, and what has been new over the past year for you?
I'm doing well. I've done a lot of different stuff over the last year since I last talked to these guys. Been working on a couple different books that I know we'll go over here. But I guess I'll try to get these on here real quick. A couple of the new things. I know we talked about Geeky Goddesses last year, so that's out, and I've got it here with me at the show this weekend.
Awesome. Well, tell us about the honor you received at the Greater Columbus Convention Center.
The Greater Columbus Convention Center, in partnership with the Columbus Art Council and a couple of other groups in Columbus, asked me to create a piece of artwork for the convention center that's going to be part of their permanent collection. So I actually worked on a single-page story of my character Scarlet Huntress, and it's a short little one-page story of Scarlet traveling through Columbus area, and she ends up at a convention at the convention center.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, artists receive a lot of honor, but this one from the Greater Columbus Convention Center must have a lot of meaning and staying power. Right?
Yeah, it was great to get the opportunity to create the artwork for it, and it's going to be part of their permanent collection. So it's going to be hung up in the convention center from now until basically they get tired of having it and they decide to redecorate. So hopefully it's got a good lifespan hanging up in the convention center, and for all the folks in Columbus or those that go visit Columbus and the convention center can see it for any number of years in the future.
Awesome. Well, tell us about your work on Black Flame from First Comics.
Yeah, so this book here, I'll show the camera there. So this book, Black Flame, it initially came out in the 80s, and it was created by Tom Sutton and Don Lomax. And I forget which one, but one of the artists was the original artist on the comic book Vampirella. And they created this character and the whole story and the realm that he lives in. And when it originally came out, it was only released in an anthology, so it was only short little stories, and it was only released in like the early to mid 80s, and it's now hitting like 30 some years old, and they decided to re-release it. So I get to go back in and remaster all the old artwork for like 220 some odd pages. I get to go back in. Not only do I get to look at and respect what a lot of the artists created back in the day, but I get to go back in, color it, make it more modernized, bring it back to life. And the team that I'm working with at first, they're bringing it back. It was something they're passionate about, that they grew up with and love the stories and stuff. So now we're going to put it out there for a whole different generation to take a look at it, and for the older fans to come back in and see what it looks like now that it's been cleaned up and recolored and just presented in an easy to read format. It'll be 7 issues as opposed to back in the day it was released as these short little stories, so it was like 30, 40 different stories released over time in all these different books. Now it'll be in one place for them.
All right. So, for fans that do not know much about the Black Flame, tell us a little bit about the story.
Black Flame, and I'm just getting to like the real grit of the story and the part that I'm working on. But essentially, the character Black Flame can travel back and forth between like our reality, the nightmare realm, and the dream realm. And the entire story is him trying to save a little girl. He's going back and forth between the different realms to save her and to save a couple other characters that jump in and out of the story. So it's a very fantasy horror type story. Anybody that's ever been into the stuff that they would see in like heavy metal, it's right up that alley. So it's like I said, it's that nice mix of the horror, fantasy, and just a lot of fun.
All right. And how has the fan response been to your pinup artwork and your book, Geeky Goddess?
It's been really great. I'm actually down to like the last couple of copies I have. So here we'll show the camera again. But it's been great. Not only it shows have I seen a handful of folks showing up and picking up the book, but I've seen a lot of response online and whatnot. So it's been great. It's cool to see a lot of people just going after it, wanting to see all the stuff that's in there and wanting to see more of it.
And so what brings you to Colossal Con this year? Any panels or just a ton of fans to visit within the dealer's room?
Mostly just coming here and being in Artist Alley and seeing all the different fans that show up. I don't usually get a lot of time to escape and go out and see some of the panels. In years past, it's always been I'll come to Artist Alley and do my thing and then go escape to the water park. Unfortunately, this year it just didn't work out to get to the hotel room and have enough time in between to go to the water park. So I'm missing out on that one this year, but I'm still having fun being in the Artist Alley room. And we just got back. We just had our nice little lunch break, so I got to go venture down to the arcade, grab some food, hang out, chat a little bit. Just having a good time.
That's what it's all about. Do you have any current or upcoming projects or news that you could talk about at this time?
I'm also working on this book for Devil's Due and First Comics called Lord of Gore, which we'll show again here. So I've issue 1 and issue 2 are both out right now. Issue 3 should be out shortly. The game plan is to have the first 5 issues out by the end of the year. Just waiting for the rest of the creative team to get me the stuff so we can get it out. And we've got a trade ready once those 5 issues are out. Got a couple other things that I'm working on I can't quite talk about yet, but hopefully later this year there'll be some new stuff out. And to coincide with the Scarlet Huntress piece I did for the convention center, there's going to be a short story that follows along with that I'll hope to also have out later this year.
All right. And how can fans keep up with you online, and a message for all of your fans out there as well?
You can find me on like all the social media stuff. My website is SeanForney.com. Facebook is Sean Forney Illustration. My Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, Instagram, maybe there's a couple other things I'm missing, is all at Sean Forney Art. And as far as a message, just thanks for everybody coming out to all the different shows. Checking out all the new stuff that I put out each and every time we're at one of these things, and for all the continued support.
All right, so that is Sean Forney and Reiko Haru at Colossal Con. We'll see you. Bye-bye.